Welcome back to the Enchanted Library. I'm so glad you've stopped in today. Here's what's waiting for you this week. A few fascinating moments from history, a fun day you might want to celebrate, a poem pulled from our shelves, and a simple idea to take with you into the world around you. Let's begin. Are you ready to dive into history? Let's take a look at this week. On June 8th, 1867, Frank Lloyd Wright was born. He became one of the most well-known architects in the world, designing buildings that didn't just sit on the land, but seemed to belong to it. He believed that buildings should fit naturally with their surroundings, that a house, for example, shouldn't feel separate from the landscape, but connected to it. He paid attention to things like light, space, how people moved through the room, trees, and even waterfalls. And in doing this, he changed how people thought about the places they lived and worked. Now, it's a reminder that even something as ordinary as a building can be shaped with care and intention. If you feel so inclined, look up to see if he designed any buildings near you. And if so, go take a tour or just drive by. Maybe even look up pictures of his work online. Maybe it will inspire you to create something. Also this week on June 12th, 1929, Anne Frank was born. She is remembered for the diary she kept during a very difficult time in history. In it, she wrote about her thoughts, her hopes, and experiences while in hiding during World War II. Her words were personal, honest, and thoughtful. And even though she thought she was writing for herself, her diary later became something shared with the world. It reminds us that writing, especially being honest, can help us understand both ourselves and others. And on June 13th, 1893, one of the first roller coasters opened in New York. It was much simpler than the ones we know today, but at the time, it was something new and exciting. People lined up to ride it, not because they needed to, but because they wanted to experience something different. It's really interesting how people have always been drawn to new experiences. Do you like roller coasters, or is that something you'd prefer to watch from the ground? And finally, on June 14th, 1777, the United States adopted its flag, a symbol made of colors and shapes, stars and stripes, representing the ideas, identity, and unity of our country. Flags are very interesting to look at in that way. They're often very simple to look at, but they carry deeper meaning for the people who recognize them and understand what those symbols mean. They represent history, belonging, shared experiences, and a little bit of pride in where you come from. Does your state or province have a flag with a particular meaning? Take some time to look that up and learn more about what you can take pride in. Now, on to days to celebrate this week. We already mentioned that June 14th is Flag Day. So, as you go out and you drive around, or perhaps you're out in your neighborhood, notice the flags that you see. Are they United States flags? Are they flags for your state? Maybe flags for a particular sports team. Does your family have some sort of tradition together? Maybe you could make a flag for your own family. What colors might you choose? What shapes or symbols will you choose to include? Sometimes creating something simple like this can help us think about what really matters to us. And this week also includes Children's Day, which is celebrated in many places around the world. It's a day that recognizes curiosity, learning, play, and growth. You might celebrate by doing something playful, trying something new, or simply spending time together with friends or family in a way that feels enjoyable. Sometimes learning and play are not separate things. Sometimes they are the same. All right, let's pull something off the shelf. Today's poem is I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. If you'd like to read along later, you can find this poem on the Poetry Foundation website. I hear America singing, the varied carols I hear, those of mechanics, each one singing his as it should be, blithe and strong. The carpenter singing his as he measures his plank or beam, the mason singing his as he makes ready for work or leaves off work, the boatman singing what belongs to him in his boat, the deckhand singing on the steamboat deck, the shoemaker singing as he sits on his bench, the hatter singing as he stands, the woodcutter's song, the plowboy's on his way in the morning, or at noon intermission, or at sundown, the delicious singing of the mother, or of the young wife at work, or of the girl sewing and washing, each singing what belongs to him or her and to no one else, the day what belongs to the day. At night, the party of young fellows, robust and friendly, singing with open mouths their strong melodious songs. Before you go this week, here's something that you might try. This week, try building something small using natural materials. If you're outside, you might gather some sticks, leaves, stones, or pieces of grass, whatever is around you. Then see what you can create. It could be a small structure, a pattern, a shape, or maybe even something that looks like a tiny house or a shelter. There's no right or wrong way to do this activity. As you build, notice what works and what doesn't. Do some pieces fit together better than others? Do some shapes work stronger, or are they more balanced? Now, if you're with family, each person can build something different and then compare and share what you've made with each other. And if you're indoors, you can still try this. Use paper, books, or small objects to create something new. Sometimes building something, even something very small, helps us understand how things fit together. If you're like my family, we are big fans of Lego blocks, so we'll spend time using those Lego blocks to build all kinds of things right out of our imagination. Well, that's all I have for you this week. If you try these activities, we'd love to hear more from you. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review on your favorite podcast platform and share our podcast with a friend. Stay connected by following us on Facebook at facebook.com/Enchanted Library. If you'd like to support the work we do, you can visit our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Enchanted Library. We appreciate your support. Until next time, friends, happy reading.